We want to thank everyone for joining us here for the semifinal post-game press conference of the 2023 CUSA Basketball Championships presented by Total Care. We are joined by Florida Atlantic head coach Dusty May and guard Elijah Martin. We'll make sure attending media here in Frisco have the ability to ask their questions first, and then we will move to our Zoom audience. We ask for those of you on Zoom that you please remain on mute until called upon, and please utilize the raised hand function to let us know you have a question for either our head coach or student athlete. We will begin now with an opening statement from Florida Atlantic head coach Dusty May, before then opening it up to questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
First of all, great college basketball game, great environment, great intensity, two teams going at it back and forth. We had some adversity, and I thought our guys stayed the course. They stayed together like they have all season and just found a way to win.
First of all, congratulations. One of the few losses to Middle Tennessee earlier in the year. Did the locker room feel like they wanted some sort of revenge in this game? Kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, of course we came out with a chip on our shoulder because they beat us at their crib, so we're just trying to get our get back.
I think
like that. I'm put that in my pocket. Get our get back.
Yeah.
Noted.
Coach, out to an early 16-point lead early on. Seemed like Middle kind of punched back a little bit. How are you guys able to keep your composure and stay in the fight?
Well, it's tough. We have a two-center rotation. Those guys are pretty set on when they play, when they go in. Their breaks are the same. Our offensive rhythm and flow is the same. And when Vlad is in foul trouble for most of the game, it just kind of throws our entire rotation off tilt a little bit, especially when Middle was crashing the glass as aggressively as they did in the second half. But we started putting them to the line. We got to the line early, built a lead. We're playing really well. And then I think we put them to the line 4 or 5 straight possessions, and it made the game too choppy for us. We're a flow team. We like to pass it. We like to share it. And just the choppiness of the game because of that. And I think we're number one in the league. We're really we have great metrics when it comes to not fouling. So for us to foul that much tonight is a little bit out of character. So we have to adjust going forward. But we got to get more of a free flowing up and down game for us to be at our best.
Elijah, even though it's been a terrific year for us, there's been a lot of games where things haven't gone well. We haven't necessarily played our best, but we still were able to pull it out. And I feel like today was another example of those games, especially in the second half. It felt like almost nothing was going right. The cards were stacked against us, but we still found a way to win. So what do you think that says about you guys and your perseverance, that even when things aren't going your way, you somehow find a way to win?
Just what we've shown all season. A lot of close games we pulled out on top because we know how to win those tight games like that. And it comes with the great coaching staff, veteran players, and just staying together.
All right, we're going to shift to our Zoom audience. We'll go with our first question from Zachary Weinberger, and then we'll move on to John. So Zachary, go ahead.
Yeah, this one's for Coach. Obviously, it was kind of a little bit of, I would say, like tale of two halves. Obviously, that first half was very much more all FAU, and then that second half we saw, Middle Tennessee kind of getting back in there. What was sort of the difference that you saw maybe from the team in that first half compared to the second half? Why did the comeback start for Middle Tennessee, and what was sort of the mindset that you wanted to give to the rest of the team to kind of come out with a win?
Well, early in the second half, they were playing with more physicality than we were. We weren't adjusting. We weren't moving the ball as well. And like I said, when Vlad got in foul trouble, we lost our post presence, who demands a lot of attention. But once again, these guys, for Elijah gets 17 and 6 and did it in a variety of ways. But they impact the game in so many different ways other than scoring. So I thought we got contributions from a lot of guys. But I credit Middle Tennessee State. I thought they played extremely desperate, like they didn't want their season to end, and this is what March is like. Every single possession is your basketball life or death, and both teams really, really wanted to win and compete at a high level, and it's not as if they don't have an extremely talented roster that was making plays and a very well-coached team on top of that.
We'll move now to John. John, go ahead.
Coach, you talked about Vlad earlier, and on the broadcast they were talking about how after he got knocked down at the end of the game, the 7-1 guy leaps to his feet and then makes the block to kind of save not your season per se, but at least the game. Is that just something that he's a special player? Is your whole team kind of have that defensive, never give up intensity?
I can't think of a guy in our rotation that wouldn't have done the same thing. And obviously, Vlad made the play and being 7-1. But I saw this guy to the left of me flying around in there making plays. John L. Davis. Those guys are guarding players that maybe have 4 or 5 inches on them and 20, 30 pounds, whatever the case. Our physicality, but our aggression to the basketball was what ultimately allowed us to be in position to win the game.
Our next question comes from Kevin Fielder. Kevin, go ahead.
Elijah, we've talked before about how this team constantly finds ways to win, even if shots aren't falling. And, in the second half there, you guys sort of started off a little bit slower, but we're able to find your shots and find ways to create open, opportunities. What does it say about this team that, even if shots aren't falling, last night was the 3-pointers, today it's, the start of the second half. What does it say about this team that, you guys can find different ways to win, and even late in the year, you guys are still finding new ways to win?
It just shows that we're gonna find a way to win. Exactly what you said. Shots don't fall, we're gonna take it to the rim. Layups not fall, we're gonna shoot a 3. Just take what the game gives us and just find a way to win on the defensive end.
We will go now to Richard Pereira. Richard.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach and Martin. Congrats on the win. Now you passed the semifinals. Now you're in the championship. What are you guys? How are you guys approaching this now that stage, which has been a long time since you reached?
Let me go ahead.
I will go.
Go ahead.
We're gonna approach it just like any other game. We're also with a chip on our shoulder, not allowing another team to make the NCAA tournament as well. So we're gonna do what we can to stop them and to come on top.
Not to correct Elijah, but we'd love for North Texas or UAB to make the tournament as an at-large. We're great teammates to the league as well.
All right. Last call for questions on Zoom. If anyone has one, feel free to jump in real quick. Otherwise, we'll let them get on with their day. All right, Zachary, you've got one. This will be our last question. Zachary, go ahead.
Elijah, we kind of seen throughout the year, maybe even also last year, you're always trying to get that highlight, trying to post for someone. You got one today, but then later towards the second half, you didn't miss on one. When you kind of look back at those, what is sort of the mindset that you want to have maybe for future games? Are you still trying to get that dunk, or are you trying to make it into maybe an easier shot? Is that ever kind of going through your head a little bit?
That just comes with like being frustrated, missing easy layups. So I'm just gonna dunk it. You know what I'm saying? Just try to. I don't know. It's just I'm athletic enough. God bless me with that, and if I get the chance to, I'm gonna do it.
All right. Thank you both so much for your time. Congratulations and best of luck tomorrow. We
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay.